My name is James Bridgeforth. I'm a young and very successful investor who has generated tens of thousands of dollars investing in the stock and crypto markets. And in this video, I'm going to bring to you 5 principles that are key for many investors that could not only set you up for financial freedom, but send you on your way to millionaire status. The first out of the 5 principles that I want to touch on in this video is going to be that nobody is coming to save you. Many investors, when they first start investing, they may be looking for a handout, or they focus on all of the materialistic things that come with investing. Many people get hooked or start to begin or want to begin investing because the idea of day trading, and they see on their social media platforms that people are making thousands of dollars every single day. But investing is something that is going to take years of understanding and learning and curating the information that you need to really become successful. But the main reason that I touched on this principle is because along this hard journey of learning how to invest and setting yourself on your way to financial freedom, there's nobody that's going to be there to hold your hand throughout the way. There's nobody that's going to tell you what stocks or what crypto to invest in and at what points you should really start to sell. There's nobody that's going to hold your hand throughout this process. This is something that you have to learn on your own. And everybody else around you, in your circle of friends, you will be the minority. You are going to be the person that is going to stand out. While everybody else wants to go out, party, have fun with their friends, you are going to be the person that is going to be sitting back, doing the research and the work, thinking about your future, because you're not thinking about tomorrow, but you're thinking about 10 years from now and understanding the financial freedom that you could set yourself up for if you were to take advantage today. And this is the main reason, because this journey is going to be lonely. This journey was never meant to be easy, but it's something that is going to be very rewarding in the end if you are able to block out all distractions and truly focusing on achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. So now that you understand this key principle that nobody is coming to save you, the next principle I want to touch on is that you have to lock in for at least a couple of years. And I say this as an investor or anything that you want to set your mind to, because it's not good enough to just have this short-term mindset and think that if you do something for a week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks or 6 months, 6 months isn't even enough time for you to truly change your life in the way that you want to. I mean, there's very rare cases, but if you're really trying to build wealth for yourself, not something rich overnight success, but something to where you're actually able to curate it and something that you can build on and pass down for generations, this is going to take years. If you are able to lock in for 5 to 10 years, you will look back and see the amount of growth that you have done. But the main thing is to not look for instant gratification. We live in a society where the best thing, or that many people are looking for, is instant gratification. But get comfortable with the idea of locking in for years and not receiving a single reward or pat on the back from anybody. This is something that's going to be crucial, because you need to understand that this is something that you are doing for yourself, not for anybody else, and that you don't need the approval of others. Because during this 10-year process of really locking in and starting to do the education that you need to become the best investor that you can be, you will look back on the growth that you have made. And this can be simple. Let's say that you work a job. You're going to put away a ton of your money, not go out with your friends. Any events that may cause you to spend money. Let's say you have a problem, a drinking problem. Don't go to the club that weekend. Or let's say that you have a spending money on shoes problem, like you love shoes. Don't go to the mall as often. These are all things that you're going to have to avoid throughout your process. And a key way that I like to do this is by setting aside a certain amount of money. So if I want to spend $200 on shoes, that $200 I also have to invest. So you have to understand, before you go to buy something, I have to have 2 times what that item is worth. That's another way to start to change your mind and curate your mind to think in a different way, to where you don't think about the short-term success, but you think about the long-term success in every situation. And when you look back in the last 10 years, you are going to be extremely proud of your younger self for taking care of your current self today. So now that we understand that nobody is coming to save us and that we need to lock in for at least a couple to 10 years, the next key principle that is very important to many investors, and that I wish I knew for myself personally, is to truly understand the monetary system before you start investing. Because I guarantee you, if I truly knew the meaning of money and what the monetary system was like and how it was structured, I guarantee I would have 10 times the net worth that I have today. And the reason I say this is because we're going around blindly not understanding the deficiencies in how we're being targeted against in our monetary system. See, we live in a society where we don't understand the monetary system. This monetary issue and the way that our government has constructed this fiat currency that we live in and that we rely on affects every single person on this earth. So if you are able to find the solution to this, I guarantee that you will be able to benefit greatly in the long run, which is why I truly believe that Bitcoin is our #1 asset in the world. And the only reason I come to conclusions like this and I have such strong conviction regarding my investments is because I did the work and I understand that the monetary system is what you really need to focus on. Because once you understand how our money is valued, how they're debasing the currency, okay, this is the inflation rate. How can I beat out inflation? What investments are good investments? Which ones are actually growing my wealth and which ones are actually just staying me afloat? And which investments do I think I'm getting richer, but I'm actually not? If I truly understood this, and many financialists out here are charging people money on their investment portfolio just to get them 8 to 10% returns that they could have got from the S&P 500. But if I truly understood money, then I would realize that those 8 to 10% returns aren't actually real because the inflation rate is sitting at around 7%. So if the inflation rate is around 7% and the S&P 500 fluctuates between 7 to 10% a year, then I can understand that the S&P 500 isn't truly building my wealth, which is exactly why I don't suggest that many investors invest in the S&P 500. Do the knowledge that it takes to invest into individual stocks because you will be glad and genuinely happy with the results that you see from this by truly finding out what is going on in our monetary system and picking the best and #1 asset that you find will be the best way for you to grow your wealth and send you on your way to millionaire status. Now that we touch on these 3 key principles as you're sending yourself on your way to millionaire status, the 4th principle I want to touch on is that you need a community while you're going on this journey. Many people understand the saying that if you hang around 9 other people who are not financially literate or have a bad relationship with money, then you will be the 10th person to have a bad relationship with money. But if you hang around people that have their mind set and have the same goals and values and alignment that you do, and they're trying to build a good relationship with money or build themselves or create generational wealth for their families, then I guarantee you that you will be the 10th person in that group to build generational wealth for your family. Your circle and your network is your net worth. The people that you hang around are a true reflection of who you are and what you value, because I guarantee you as you go into your investing journey, it's going to be a very lonely journey for you because there are many people who are not thinking the way you are thinking in your everyday life, which is why community is very important. There are going to be days as an investor that are going to be very emotionally taxing for you. There are going to be days where you lose money and you're not going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you have the community around you and you have people that are encouraging you and bringing forth different information that is going to be key throughout your investing journey, maybe you have a person that solely focuses on crypto, or you have a person that solely focuses on stocks or Bitcoin or the monetary system or day trading, whatever it may be. You have many people who are experts in this many facets. You're able to bounce ideas off one another so that you're able to grow your mind. And once you're able to grow your mind and lock in and start to build a community, you also need to start to change the things that you look at on an everyday basis. And once you start to change the things that you look at, this is something that was very key for me in my investing journey. Because when I first started investing, I didn't really take it serious. I was looking at the little returns that I was getting and not understanding how this could truly change my life for the better. But that's simply because I didn't take advantage of what was in front of me. I had a small community that I could reach out to. My dad is the one who told me about investing. So whenever I had questions about investing, I could bounce ideas off him. When he gets off work or when I get off work, I'm able to come to him and say, did you see how Google performed today? What is a good buying opportunity that you're looking to buy? I'm looking to buy this opportunity. Do you also agree that this is a good position to get in at? This key community around you is what's truly going to send you on your way to financial freedom. The 5th principle that I want to touch on in this video is going to be to regulate your emotions. As an investor, this is something that is talked about a lot, but it's much easier said than done. Because there have been days in my investing journey where I have been down $3,000 in one day. And even though I'm down this much in one day, I walk around and you wouldn't be able to tell because I understand the importance of regulating my emotions. When I'm down 3,000 in one day, I act the exact same as if I was up 3,000 in one day. In the same way that you can get really down when you have a loss in the market is the same way that you shouldn't get high when you have a big gain in the market. You always want to stay even and level-headed throughout this whole process, because that's the best way that you're able to come to great decisions. Because if I made all of my decisions emotionally, and every time a stock ran up, I panicked and I bought in at the high, and then every time it ran down, I sold because I was afraid of losing money, then I would be considered dumb money, which is exactly what Wall Street refers to retail investors as when they make dumb decisions in the market. The key to the market is to buy low and sell high, not buy high and sell low. But if I had emotional decisions, then that's exactly what I would be doing. So when you take the emotions out of the game and rely solely on your fundamentals and the knowledge that you did prior to this, then you will understand that these market fluctuations are just buying opportunities for me to grow my wealth in the future. The same way that if you were to buy the dips during 2020, you could be up $100,000 today depending on how much you invested. This is the same way that we need to treat every single time that the market goes down. The same time that the market goes up, don't be boasting on your Instagram story about how much money you made, but truly have it a time to sit back and appreciate the work and the time that you put into your craft, and pat yourself on the back for the work and the knowledge that you put in when many people weren't putting in the work and the knowledge. Because like I stated in my first principle, this is a journey that is going to be very grueling and tiring on your own, but if you are able to build a community that I touched on in my fourth principle, then you will be able to have that community around you, which is going to help you regulate your emotions and send you on your way to financial freedom in that millionaire status. So now that you as an investor understand these 5 key principles that you need to send yourself on your way to that 7-figure status, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll see you guys in the next video.